Forget the M416, forget the M16A3, throw them out your bedroom window, equip the K10, and prosper. This gun, the Pocket Rocket as I'm calling it, is outrageously good. Way too good. It needs a nerf. I mean, this thing is a monster. Let me just throw some stats at you real quick, because that's how I roll. Okay, this thing does a damage of 34 per bullet. Okay, you might say. So let's put this in context. That's like 10 more than the assault rifles straight away. Alright, that's fine. Okay. It then fires at 1200 RPM. Yeah, 1200. Let me throw some more context right up at you. The FAMAS in Battlefield 4, which fired like an absolute done, yeah, that had a firing rate of 1000. This has got 200 more. Now, you put that into context, and it's just like you're shooting fish in a barrel. At close range, unless you miss, you're killing 3 people with 1 clip. I've killed 3 people with 1 clip, with just like a burst, and I haven't even seen 3 people. I haven't even seen them. I've fired at 1 person, 2 people have just ran behind him, and I've just killed all 3 of them. See ya, gone. Bye-bye. This gun is crazy. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not going to be sniping people out of buildings. It's not an assault rifle, so obviously it has its drawbacks, and that's the point. It needs to be good, and it needs to be bad. I mean, it reloads really low on it, so it's only got a 2-second reload, and the distance that you can fire, yeah, it's an SMG. You can't fire it very far. It does have a lot of drop-off because it's not a particularly accurate gun. The problem is the accuracy doesn't really come into effect at close to medium range because you're killing people so fast anyway. I have killed people at distance with this, though. You just tap it a little bit and you can kill people at distance. But yeah, that's obviously the downside to having a weapon like this, is that it's meant for close quarters battle. If you're on something like the block that I've been on, if you're on bank job, this thing will mince people up. Unless you're coming into contact with a shotgun, 9 times out of 10 at close range, you'll win the battle. Unless obviously someone, you know, hits you in the head first, in which case then you're going down like a sack of potatoes. But mostly, you're going to win the battle. And I'm not sure if this is a good thing to have in the game. Coming from a competitive aspect, okay, and I know this isn't an esports game right now, it's not a competitive game in that aspect, but let me just throw this up there. In Battlefield 4 esports, eventually, not at first, but eventually, a lot of guns were banned to balance the game. The FAMAS was one of them, because people were using it all the time, and it was taken away from the game just because it fired so fast that it just unbalanced the game a little bit. It was just, see ya. And nobody wanted that. They wanted to have a more balanced game where it felt like you had to have a little bit more skill to kill someone. So that was banned. There was a very, very good SMG as well, the CZ75. That, you could just basically hip fire it, which you can do with this. You can hip fire this gun. And that was also removed because that was a little bit overpowered. You could just hip fire it and it fired really fast. Well, that fired fast. This fires like 300 RPM more. You know, so let's put that into context. And that goes back to one of the points I was making. You don't even need to ADS when you use it sometimes. That's how absurd this gun is. So, I've let you know about it now, guys. Unfortunately, everyone's going to be abusing it now. But this gun needs something. It needs some sort of nerf. It needs to be less accurate. Maybe have its fire rate reduced. It's just overpowered, okay? Go slaughter some people, and I will see you next time.